morning, everyone. Today, in the podcast session by Astitya Prakashan, we have Aditya Gokhale, sir, author of the book Ancient Indian Military Organization and Yuvas, The Battle Formation Epics Age of Mauryan Age. So, sir, first of all, welcome to the podcast session.
Sir, thanks for inviting me to this podcast. It's my delight. Yeah.
Sir, can you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Sure. So basically, I'm an independent history researcher. Uh, History has been my favorite ever since school, so it has continued till now. Uh, Particularly, I'm interested in two lines of history. One is the Maratha kingdom after the death of Shivaji Maharaj. That's my first line. I have a website and FB page regarding it. And the second is the geopolitics prior to the Maurya era time frame. Okay? So that is where this book or this content comes from. So previously, I have worked in the IT industry in audits and data analysis field, and no doubt that experience also has helped me in this book venture.
Yes. So, sir, my first question would be what drew you to study ancient Indian military organization? A rarely explored topic, I would say.
Yeah, so I would say that whenever we see any historic TV serials, for example, or whenever we read any historic content, right? What is the focus?
Yes.
The focus is on that particular warrior or the commander in chief or all the brilliant warriors of the time. History has depicted them in great detail.
Yes.
पर आपका उसके पीछे जो आर्मी रहता है उसका क्या ओके सो
Yes.
इन एवरी वॉर be it with Sri Ram or be it an ultimate warrior like Arjun, even he had an
Yes.
army behind him. Okay, so this army or how was that army? What was the composition? How did it
Yes.
function? I felt that was a little bit unexplored and untouched topic, personally close to my heart. Okay, so I have tried to reach out to the individual soldier and constituents of that army via this book.
Yes. Sir. And sir, how has your background in IT and data analysis shaped your research methods?
Yeah, it has helped me to a great deal. If you see in this book, there are more than 40 plus reference sources that I've collected the data from. And
Yes.
what was important in this aspect is not only getting this data, but uh, I mean, putting this data together, correlating it, and analyzing the data as a whole. So to come up with a complete picture. Okay. Now my actually my previous experience in data analysis and optimization projects. Okay, we follow a similar pattern where we collect the data, measure it, analyze it, and then come up with some improvements or put up the complete picture. Okay, so this systematic approach has also helped me in this book writing, particularly since the data, as I said, is from various sources, more than 40 of them. So to just correlate and come up with the complete picture. So this has helped me a lot. Yeah.
Yes. And sir, was there a specific moment or discovery that is inspired this book?
Not a specific moment as such. We can say, as I told you previously, that वॉरियर्स का बहुत डिस्क्रिप्शन हो चुका है. सब जानते हैं महारथी अतिरथियों को. But the army, the description, detailed description of an ancient Indian army has always been in my mind. So there's no special moment as such. But when I moved to this analysis of history of this line, so this was a topic that came to me first. Yeah.
Yes. And sir, how did you verify information across diverse sources like the epics, Puranas, and Greek or Buddhist texts?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. I would like to tell the viewers that not only does this book derive from our ancient epics, the Mahabharata, Ramayana, it also derives
Yes.
from the Puranas, Niti Shastra, Jain, Buddhist, and Greek texts. So that's quite a plethora of sources. Okay. Now,
Yes.
regarding the correlation part, right? So the data, the amount of data was huge, no doubt about it. Okay,
Yes.
but I just there are various sections in the book as you will go through. So I just tried to keep it restricted to that topic and whatever data I could find from the various sources. Just keep
Yes.
it restricted to that topic and then do some data analysis or further processing on that. A couple of interesting aspects I would like to share here
Yes.
is that while getting this data, right? So this data is sometimes it is written way back in the fourth century or something like that.
Yes.
So it's centuries old data. Okay. So one of
Yes.
the things while putting this data together was understanding the perspective of the writer. Okay. अभी
Yes.
एक एग्जाम्पल दे दूं तो इन द युद्धकांड ऑफ द रामायण
Yes,
there
sir.
is a statement that Ravan's son Indrajit he used the Brahmastra and he killed
Yes.
67 crore Vanar army soldiers in
Yes, sir.
more than in 4 to 5 hours. Okay, so what the author is used to convey is that that Brahmastra caused great destruction. Okay, so maybe not 67 crores. The number is not important here. What the writer is saying, what his perspective is very important. So that's one aspect I kept in mind entirely while reading this. So not going merely on the text, but the emotions and the expressions behind that text. Okay. So
Yes.
that was one of the point that I kept in mind. The other point, while correlating data from various sources, okay, I
Yes.
found some interesting things like there is theoretical data in one of the sources. Okay, so one of the sources says that okay, while the march of the army, you have to do this 10, 20 things. Okay, and
Yes.
you find a practical implementation of that in some other text. Okay,
Okay.
so that is so beautiful. So that is a sangam of the theory and the practical. Okay, so that
Yes.
tells us that this was not some vague knowledge or something, but this theorized idea was carried across centuries. Okay, and it
Yes.
was also practically implemented ideas, not just written. Okay, so this
Yes.
theory practical combination was a beautiful part of this correlation. Yeah.
Definitely, sir. And sir, what were your biggest challenge in reconstructing ancient military systems?
Uh, I can the biggest challenge would be the correct interpretation actually. So as you can see these are very old texts as I said, some written in some century BC or early ADs or something like that. Okay,
Yes.
so most of them are in Sanskrit. Okay,
Yes.
Sanskrit is such a language that your and my interpretation can be different on a statement. Okay, so this
Yes.
correct interpretation part maybe was the single biggest challenge. Also, there are some Greek references also. Okay,
Yes.
uh, so there is original Greek data and there is translated versions of that. Okay, so wherever the translation was good, I found, but that was okay. But sometimes I had to actually also go and search for the original Greek text or the original Sanskrit text. Okay. So this correct interpretation, because see, I am providing references in my book to this data. Okay, so for 275 pages, there are 250 plus footnotes of references. Okay. So there
Yes,
is
sir.
no place I can hide. If I give a footnote of reference and then I have interpreted it wrongly, there's no place for me
Yes.
to hide. Okay, so this correct interpretation of Sanskrit, Greek, etc. data is surely the biggest challenge.
Yes, sir. And sir, did any lesser known text or archaeological findings significantly influence your work?
Uh, yes, so there are few like Mahabharata, Ramayana are pretty well known. Puranas are pretty well studied, right?
Yes.
Kautilya's Arthashastra is pretty well studied. by people. There are some others. There are some later works like Shukraniti, for example. It is a much later work, but it carries on the ideas of that era. That is
Yes.
important. So that was one interesting thing. The Jain text interests me. The Jain texts like Niti Vakyamrut. It is like a Jain version of the Arthashastra. Okay, so it is everything to do about polity, kingship. One part of it is, of course, the military. Okay,
Yes.
uh, though lesser known, it provides very valuable details, and I have cited various examples. So I could get practical examples from Jain texts like Niti Vakyamrut. So though they
Yes.
are lesser known, I think they provided some very valuable information. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Uh, one point to your question of overlook of lesser known text. I think the more famous texts like epics, okay, take Mahabharata for example. Okay,
Yes.
Uh, there are some parts of the Mahabharata which
Yes, sir.
are overlooked themselves. Okay, so I'll tell you an example. The Kurukshetra war is the major event in Mahabharata, right? The Kauravas and the Pandavas had a tumultuous fight.
Yes.
But and there is a large amount of army that is described. Okay? So
Yes.
huge army are gathered, and there is number. How much the numbering of that army? What was the strength of each side? There are a few aspects like or prior to this Kurukshetra war, there is an instance in the Mahabharata which suggests the military strengths of one single kingdom, okay, of the Matsya
Yes.
kingdom. Okay, now this is often overlooked. The numbers look very small in size in this reference as compared to what the numbers are for Kurukshetra wars. But maybe those are the correct numbers of that time. Okay, so maybe this is an isolated instance, but providing the correct data, Kurukshetra war may have some exaggerated numbers. So there are lesser known texts, but there are some aspects of the more famous texts also which I felt was a little bit overlooked.
Yes. Sir, for general readers, how would you explain the tactical sophistication of UAS battle formation?
Yeah. Uh, so coming to the viewers, right? So you have to understand one thing that what was the nature of the war at that time? Uh,
Yes.
the war was mainly fought on open battlefields, right? With a huge number of
Yes.
armies on both sides, and it was like man on man, man versus man, chariot versus chariot, elephant versus elephant. Okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
the point to be understood here is that with this nature of the battle, it was not like I take my army and just put it in the war, now go and attack the enemy. There has to be some system or there has to be some organized formation with which my army moves. Okay, or
Yes.
else it will be routed.
Yes, sir.
So, from that perspective, so this is the need of why I think the bureaus or battle formations existed at that time. The nature of the war very much dictated it. Okay, and so they were not like any sci-fi things or any fictions. So if you see, they are actually classified. Okay, they are classified into subtypes and subtypes, and there are attacking formations and there are defensive formations. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and so there are formations like what you want to deploy when you fear an attack from the rear or you fear an attack from the sides. Okay, so it's
Yes.
not a figment of imagination. ये जरूरत भी था उस टाइम का पर it was well thought of. It was a bit of scientific and the way in which the army moved within this view. So we have a section in the book regarding this. एक व्यू मैंने कर दिया चलो मकर व्यू मैंने कर दिया क्रोकोडाइल शेप ओके पर उसके
Yes.
अंदर का मूवमेंट कैसे रहता था उसके अंदर का आर्मी प्लेसमेंट कैसे रहता था सो दैट इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट एंड दैट इज ऑल्सो डन टू अ ग्रेट डिटेल
Yes, sir.
so these, I would say, need-based but highly sophisticated, highly disciplined structures. Yeah, that's how I would put the views.
Yes, sir. And sir, how did the Chaturanga Sena system evolves through different periods and kingdoms.
Yeah, so it is Chaturang Sena, which means fourfold army, okay, of infantry, cavalry, elephants, and the chariots. Okay, so
Yes.
perhaps right, the evolution of the Chaturang Sena is what fascinates me most in this, in whatever research I did or whatever content I put up. This era by era evolution is the most fascinating aspect personally for me. Okay, so I will just take 1 or 2 minutes here to explain why. Just take a recent example. Okay, so we had wars in 65 and 71 with China and Pakistan. Okay, what happened that
Yes.
time? That time our infantry moved in. Okay, our battle tanks moved ahead. They captured position, they captured enemy territory. Our infantry was there till Lahore. Okay, uh, take Operation Sindoor now. Did the infantry move? Did you hear anything? No. The infantry was there at its place. The tanks were there at its place. Now it's come to a missile war. Okay. Now it's come to a war of aerial strikes. Okay. So
Yes.
this shows that the nature of the warfare, right, and the military organization of the military is dynamic. It always evolves. हमेशा वो
Yes.
कभी स्टैटिक नहीं रहता अक्रॉस इरा 100-200 साल में वो बदलेगा ओके चतुरंग सेना वाज वेरी मच पार्ट जैसे महाभारत में रामायण में यू हैव फ्रीक्वेंट डिस्क्रिप्शंस ऑफ चतुरंग सेना उस टाइम का वो नेसेसिटी भी था उस टाइम फिजिबिलिटी भी था ओके
Yes.
आफ्टर द पोरस अलेक्जेंडर वॉर in 325 BC, okay, which was eventually the start of the Maurya Empire.
Yes.
Okay, this dynamic changed. Okay, after this, not only Alexander but many other people invaded, like the Huns, Shakas, Kushans. They invaded India. Okay, and they had fast-moving cavalries. Okay? So they covered
Yes.
large distances in small amount of time. उसके आगे अगर आप चैरियट देखो तो चैरियट का स्पीड का लिमिट था एंड चैरियट का यूज का लिमिट था सो after the porous Alexander war, it is very interesting that some of the Greek historians have made some historical notes okay, about the military strengths, and they do not mention the chariots. Okay, chariot रहेगा उस टाइम chariot was very very important at that time. आप जैसे देखोगे अर्जुन Karna, Bhishma, Drona, everybody was a Maharathi. Rathi. So Rathi is denoted by his expertise in chariot. Okay, तो वो उस टाइम बहुत
Yes.
था पोरस अलेक्जेंडर वॉर के बाद चैरियट का थोड़ा इंपॉर्टेंस कम हुआ देयर इज अ 7th century text by Banbhatta
Yes.
which hardly mentions any chariot. He is an Indian writer and he hardly mentions any chariot. देखो कितना चेंज हो गया था इसका डायनामिक्स. Okay, coming to medieval time. I mean, cavalry and infantry were the thing. Elephants का भी रह गया. So this Chaturang Sena to start with, but then has the military organization and structure has evolved continuously, is evolving even today. Okay, drones are a new way to fight now. Okay,
Yes.
so military organization कभी static नहीं होता है, dynamic, and that is the fascinating aspect of it to study it time over time, not just an isolated time. Yeah.
Definitely. And sir, what did you discover about the governance and logistics of ancient armies that might surprise his readers?
Uh, Yeah, so there are sections in this book. गवर्नेंस के तो बहुत सेक्शन है जैसे हायरार्कीज उसका है फिर मिलिट्री रैंक्स ओके लॉजिस्टिक्स का भी है जैसे हाउ वाज द मार्च ऑफ द आर्मीज हाउ वाज द एनकैम्पमेंट कैसे रहता था उनका ऐसे काफी सेक्शंस है यू नो व्हाट स्ट्राइक्स मी
Yes.
about these details is that ये कितना डिटेल में वो लोग इसको अटेंशन टू डिटेल जैसे बोलते हैं ना हम लोग उस टाइम ये चीजों का अटेंशन टू डिटेल वाज पैरामाउंट सुप्रीम मतलब एक अगर आर्मी कैंप सेटअप करना है आपको देयर इज अ
Yes, sir.
डिस्क्रिप्शन इन द बुक अबाउट हाउ द पांडवा आर्मी कैंप वाज सेटअप
Yes, sir.
एंड ऐसा नहीं कि गए वहां पे अच्छा ये जगह अच्छा दिख रहा है चलो यहाँ पे अपना कैंप डाल देते हैं सो दे सेटअप टेंट्स इन कैंप they had people going in advance to do the recce. There are, if you look at, I have described that in the book also. There are about 15 to 20 steps that were done. उसके बाद में उन्होंने वो वहां पे टेंट वगैरह लगाए. Okay, so this attention to detail about
Yes.
everything about governance, this is very much has been part of culture of ancient India. और यहाँ पे लॉजिस्टिक्स और गवर्नेंस एस्पेक्ट में भी ये बहुत आई मीन क्लियरली दिखता है, क्लियरली दिख के आता है. So that was perhaps the best insight that I thought about this. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And sir, do you find evidence of structured military doctrines or similar to those of Greece or China?
Structured military doctrines. You mean is there any text or document
Yes,
that describe
similarities
करें?
between.
हाँ,
Yes, sir.
similarities. Okay, okay. So see the thing is कि ऐसा कोई completely military document है बोले इस ऐसा you will not find in our ancient Indian literature. Okay, so there is this 7 military classics जो Chinese लोगों का है that describes
Yes,
their war tactics and everything about the military strategy. या तो strategy माटा नाम का एक ग्रीक और रोमन लोगों का भी है. Okay? जो उन्होंने
yes,
सिर्फ मिलिट्री एस्पेक्ट से लिखा है. ये दोनों चाइनीज ने भी, ग्रीक और रोमन ने भी सिर्फ मिलिट्री
yes,
एस्पेक्ट से. इसमें सिर्फ स्ट्रेटेजीज है, वॉर्स है, हाउ द वॉर शुड बी फॉट, टैक्टिक्स.
yes,
In
sir.
Indian terms, you will not find it like this. So majority times तो एक आध है जैसे धनुर्वेद है, नीति
Yes,
प्रकाशिका नाम का एक ग्रंथ है,
जी,
more or less devoted to
yes,
battle weaponry. इंडियन एस्पेक्ट में कैसे रहता है, इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ बिगर डॉक्यूमेंट. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप अर्थशास्त्र ले लीजिए या शुक्र नीति ले लीजिए. इट इज अ होल डॉक्यूमेंट अबाउट गवर्नेंस, किंगशिप, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, पॉलिटिक्स, आपका एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स, दूसरे स्टेट्स के साथ कैसे रहना चाहिए. ओके, एंड
yes,
अ पार्ट ऑफ इट कंसर्न्स द मिलिट्री डॉक्ट्रिन्स.
yes,
ओके, या आर्मी के बारे में. तो
yes,
so this has been a part of Indian tradition. ऐसा पूरा मिलिट्री डॉक्ट्रिन ऐसे कहीं नहीं मिलेगा आपको. एंड दैट वाज वन ऑफ द चैलेंजेस आल्सो टू एक्सट्रैक्ट द मिलिट्री रिलेटेड पार्ट out of the
yes,
these documents. Yeah.
yes. And sir, what does India's military organization reveal about their border socials and political structures?
I mean, quite a vast question actually. सोशल पॉलिटिकल कल्चर के बारे में मैं बहुत कुछ पढ़ा, बिकॉज एज आई सेड कि दिस वाज नॉट ए आइसोलेटेड मिलिट्री डॉक्यूमेंट, बट पूरा ही आपका राजधर्म और ये सब एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन कैसे हो, गवर्नेंस क्या है, इसके बारे में जो डॉक्यूमेंट का थोड़ा सा पार्ट मिलिट्री था. सो आई वेंट थ्रू लॉट ऑफ इट. आई वुड हाईलाइट 1 or 2 पॉइंट्स. एक तो जो मिलिट्रीज का स्ट्रक्चर्ड नेचर दिख रहा है, विच आई
Yes,
पुट इन द बुक ऑल्सो. बहुत ही स्ट्रक्चर्ड नेचर था, एंड देयर वाज अ डेफिनेशन टू दैट स्ट्रक्चर. सो दिस इज नॉट
yes,
restricted to military only, but this was like a life blood. ब्लड में ही था उस टाइम के लोगों का. So even if you see our ancient temples and all, ancient iconography, आप
yes,
कोई भी ancient book ले लो, जैसे नाट्य शास्त्र है, शिल्प शास्त्र है, वास्तु शास्त्र है. So there is a structure, nature that everything had. Okay, and this is very well reflected in the military also. And one more point I would like to say is there are clearly defined roles. Okay? तो ये
yes,
मुझे
sir.
बहुत this struck me actually कि
Yes,
मिलिट्री में भी हायरार्की है, हायरार्की ठीक है, बट उसका रोल बहुत क्लियरली डिफाइंड है. आप सिर्फ वो रोल, आपका रोल करो, एंड सम ऑफ द पार्ट मिलिट्री विल फंक्शन प्रॉपर्ली. तो ये थोड़ा स्ट्रक्चर नेचर एंड रोल डेफिनेशन क्लैरिटी, ये दो चीजें बहुत, दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ द बिगर कल्चर आई गेस ऑफ दैट टाइम.
yes, sir. And sir, what message would you like readers, especially young historians, to take away from your work?
सी व्हाट आई हैव डन इज व्हाट मैसेज ऐसा मैं बोलूंगा कि इफ यू फाइंड data in some reference or source of history, okay,
Yes.
then only put it. Okay, आप हर एक स्टेटमेंट जो लिख रहे हो बोल रहे हो उसके पीछे कोई तो रेफरेंस या सोर्स चाहिए बैकअप. ओके, सो दैट इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट. दूसरा चीज है आपका डेटा आपका ओपिनियन बनाता है. सो मेनी टाइम्स यू हैव एन ओपिनियन एंड देन यू गो अराउंड फाइंड द डेटा टू सपोर्ट दैट. डेटा जो भी दिखा रहा है आपको दैट शुड बिल्ड योर ओपिनियन. And thirdly, rather than a isolated study, it always helps to do a comparative study, comparative across maybe literature, text, ऐसा वाला या comparative across time frames, ये वाला ऐसा ऐसा आप. So this comparative study helps to build a bigger picture, in my opinion. So that's yeah, that's the 2 or 3 points I would like to say.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. And how has this research changed your view of Indian history? And what were your next area to study?
Yeah, so as I said at the beginning, ये मौर्य era के पहले का geopolitics is a topic that is close to my heart. Okay? तो अभी उस if you see my book also confines to the उसका time frame जो है वो रामायण महाभारत से लेके मौर्य era तक ही है. So I've confined it to that time to avoid इधर खिचड़ी you can say all time frames. Okay. तो इस जो भी जियो पॉलिटिक्स है मौर्य. सो द थिंग इज दैट महाभारत के बाद ना मौर्य एम्पायर तक द लिटरेचर एंड द सोर्सेज आर वेरी फ्यू. सो इट्स what you can say, it's a little bit of dark age as compared to the other ages. It's a bit of dark age literature wise या knowledge wise. Okay.
Yes.
तो इसमें किंगडम्स कैसे फंक्शन करते थे, इनका क्या आपसी रिलेशन था, इसमें क्या क्रोनोलॉजी था, या इसमें व्हाट वर द बिग इवेंट्स आफ्टर द कुरुक्षेत्र वॉर, व्हाट वर द बिग फाइटिंग. सो ये सब दिस इज व्हाट आई एम वर्किंग ऑन करेंटली. होपिंग टू कम अप विद सम मोर कंटेंट.
So, sir, it was great to have you in this podcast session. I'm really grateful that I got to talk about so much military information about our ancient history and everything. So, thank you so much, sir, for joining us on our podcast session.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks, madam.
Thank you, sir.